Dragons skipper, this is according to Michael Carianis from the Daily Telegraph. The Dragons skipper Ben Hunt eyes NRL open market as he claims club doesn't seem overly keen to keep me. The 34-year-old has indicated he wants to play on beyond his current deal, which expires at the end of 2025. But he's of the belief that the Dragons aren't rushing to make him an offer, meaning he will test the market in just 3 weeks. He spoke to Channel 9 about the end-of-season review and his future. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where it come from. Obviously, someone said something somewhere because there's a fair bit of noise about it. But yeah, it was a bit disappointing that all the information did get out of there. It's your end of season review.
Still happy enough there, though?
Oh yeah, mate. It's I was disappointed with how the season ended. As probably most Dragons were. I was pretty upset with a few things that happened and how we finished the season. If the opportunity arose, it's Queensland's home. I've had a lot of great times up here, a lot of family up here. So if the opportunity did come up, then yeah, I'd never say no.
A wise man once told me, Joel, the wheel of life, the circle of life just keeps turning. What goes around comes around.
Yep.
What goes around comes around. Ben Hunt publicly said so many times, I don't want to be there. I want to leave the club. Now he's disappointed that it's come out that the club wants to let him go. The circle of life just keeps turning.
Okay, just on that, right? So this is the captain of the team. The question is, where will Ben Hunt end up? It does sound this relationship, as you said, has been threatening to break up for a while at different stages. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's a toxic relationship.
It seems
I've
that way.
seen these on Married at First Sight.
Do you believe he'll be there? Like, if this chat is happening, is there a world, to use the term of the scope, he loves that one, is there a world in which Benny Hunt won't start the year next year in the Dragons?
I think so, yeah. And I don't know, it's just such an unhealthy relationship. And I know, we laugh about that term, but I always thought it was insane that a player would come out and say, I don't want to be at this club, and then he's handed the captaincy of said club.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. And now it equally would blow my mind if a club says, we don't want Ben Hunt at the club next year, and he just stays there and cops a pay packet anyway. Brooksy, you're a Dragons fan. How do you feel about Ben Hunt?
You know what the funny thing is? We were just talking about it. We've shown interest in Joey Manu, Clint Gutherson, Addo Carr, Regan Campbell-Gillard, Tommy Dearden, Damien Cook, but we're not interested in Ben Hunt.
Yeah.
It's so weird. We've got this person right in front of us.
If he was on the market and he wasn't a Dragon, he'd be interested in Ben Hunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right. True. It's like we've got this guy. He's been the captain. He's played some unbelievable football in the jersey. And I know there's been some stuff going on in the last few years, but it feels like we've got this guy that wants to play the rest of his... Yes, he has said that he would like to... He could finish up in Queensland. But I think ultimately he wants to finish his career as a Dragon.
No,
and he wants to see some
no, he
success
doesn't.
there.
What are you talking?
No, 100%
What are you talking
he does.
about?
Oh, you believe that?
I honestly believe that. But because of what's
You're in
happened over the
fairyland,
last...
pal.
No, but over what's happened the last few years, it definitely has floated this Queensland idea up the order for him. And he's like, what? Well, if people don't want me here and there's a lot of push of how much it costs me to stay here. Maybe people want to get me out to clear some cap space, but not look at the last few years and what I've done. He's been playing pretty good football.
Definitely.
Since he's been playing with Widdop. When Widdop and Hunt were together, it was amazing. It was great. Good times.
That's a long time ago. That's a long time ago.
And
in the
the Gold
meantime,
Coast
he
Chargers were still in
repeatedly
the competition.
said, I don't want to be at the club. And wasn't there even talk that he spoke to someone in Origin camp and advised them against going to St. George?
No, but it's not.
Why would he want to stay there and finish his career there?
But it's the stuff that's happened at the club over the years, and I don't even have to go into it. Everyone knows things have happened every 6 months. And as a Dragons fan, you would be like, what is going on at this club? And if you're captaining the club and have come down to Sydney, you've come here to try and win a premiership, no doubt you'd have the thoughts of wanting to go back to Queensland and maybe having success back home.
Okay, let me just pose this to you. So the issue they would have for getting rid of Ben Hunt this close to a season starting, or I know it doesn't seem that close, but it is as far as players who would be available. I kind of feel like the only out would be if you got Clint Gutherson on board to be a Dragon. If he said, you know what, I feel the same as you, Ben. I don't feel wanted where I am because I've also been told I can explore earlier.
What, and they do a player swap?
No, not a player swap. Ben Hunt goes where Ben Hunt wants to go, and Clint Gutherson would fill the void there at the Dragons. That's the only...
So who plays halfback at the Dragons?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? That's as a Dragons fan, if that was presented to you, Brooks, would you take it or not?
I wouldn't. As a fan, I want him there. Like, I want him to want to be there, but I also want him there because what are you going to replace him with? It was like the Robbo argument after the Roosters got kicked out. Why would you want someone else? This guy is a really good coach. The circumstances at the moment aren't giving you grand finals, but you're going to be in a much worse position if you don't have Robbo there. I think the same thing for Ben Hunt. I think they fall down the ladder considerably if Ben Hunt isn't in the team.
This is a guy whose girlfriend doesn't love him saying, I want her to want to be in this relationship.
Yeah, that feels like that.
He doesn't want to be there.
The contract amount, I think, is a big obstacle.
Yeah, but if the boyfriend isn't taking this girl out on weekends, and maybe has a look and see what she's interested in, maybe she does want to be there, that's what you got to think about too, Missile. It's a two-way street.
I hope one of them's not a bloody bowl of rice, that's all I know, or the rice cooker. Anyway, another Knights forward hitting the open market. So This is Peter O'Sullivan's effect. He's turned up. They know there's a cap problem there at Newcastle. Who would this be? Ooh, okay. Knights gun Kai Pearce-Paul will reportedly hit the open market. The Englishman's reported decision comes only days after it was revealed Kiwi enforcer Leo Thompson would also hit the open market to test free agency. I think you'd love to see him at the Dogs, wouldn't you, Thompson?
I think he will be at the Dogs.
Yeah, you think he will be?
I think he will be, yeah.
They're reporting that Pearce-Paul could field offers of around $600,000.
Who's reporting that? His manager?
Daily Telegraph.
Yeah. Via said manager.
Probably, yeah, per season.
600.
With his current contract expiring at the end of the 2025 season. So, interesting. The Warriors signed young gun, Ali Leiataua, who is, he's a young, good centre. He signed a 2-year contract. He'll be at the Warriors until the end of 2027. 3 tries from his 6 games last year, making his debut. He is the nephew. Ali Leiataua is the nephew of Ali Leiataua. So that's how
that's confusing.
Yep.
Was he the big guy that came on a couple of times? Oh, he was a beast.
Ali Leiataua or Ali Leiataua? Leiataua.
He's small.
He's a centre. He's not like.
Who's a big guy, Brooksy? Leka Halasima.
Leka Halasima, yeah. And Nathan Cleary, of course. We've been speaking a lot about the Super League and the grand final. He has quashed rumours of a Super League stint.
Of course.
Here he is talking about said rumour.
Not anytime soon, to be honest. I've seen all the rumours, but get to come over here and see her play, which is nice, and just have a break. But won't be moving over here anytime soon.
There you go. Squashed it immediately. That's the end of that. Over there to see Mary. And that is that. Thanks
What's
to Sky
the
Sports.
overs-unders on Nathan Cleary and Mary Fowler?
Are you backing it in or not backing it in?
I don't know. I think I back it in. I think they're through the hard part.
Yeah, maybe.
They've got through a bit of distance. What do you reckon? I mean, high-profile relationships like this rarely do last.
Yeah, but you know what? He's a very steady, cool head, isn't he?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like he does appear to me to be a bloke who would pick and stick, so to speak.
Potentially, but...
Okay, let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
Are you taking, for the longer journey, Taylor Swift and Kelsey or Mary and Nathan?
Mary and Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely Mary and Nathan.
Yep.
I think they both seem a lot more down to earth than Taylor and Travis. What was Brooksy saying?
He said it'll take him 9 years to propose.
Coming from you, Brooksy, you're next to go.
What's the unders and overs on Brooks?
Will it last?
6 months?
I don't know. After seeing after seeing his judgment on Ben Hunt, I think maybe his girlfriend doesn't love him and he's trying to stay with her.
Mate, he is spitting. He is absolutely
I don't think he can pick up on signs in a relationship. No, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Ivan Cleary, shock admission through David Riccio on the Daily Telegraph. Ivan sat down with David Riccio ahead of the release of his new book. He chatted about the tough start he had to the 2019 season. Here's Ivan on that tough start.
I was struggling big time. I actually started taking antidepressants, so there's a bit of a story in the book about that. Didn't last long doing it. Yeah, my brother, and particularly one of my brothers, helped me. He'd been through a lot in his own personal life. So, obviously my wife was constantly talking about it. But yeah, in the end, it was we were able to get through it. Luckily, the boys started winning games at that point, which helped.
Gee, wow, that's a big revelation, isn't it?
Big revelation.
Good. And that's a good revelation. You got a coach who's had nothing but success with a son who's had nothing but success, and he's come out there as a knockabout and said, you know what, I was on antidepressants. There'd be a lot of listeners I reckon we'd have that'd be saying, well, thanks for sharing that, Ivan, because they're going through the same thing. So well done, Ivan Cleary, for that, and well done, David Riccio, for that particular interview ahead of the book. So that's fantastic stuff. He also spoke about how he left the West Tigers.
Yeah, that was extremely hard for me that time in my life. Leaving the West Tigers, or basically telling them that I wanted to leave. It still doesn't sit that well with me, although 100% it was in my heart that I wanted to come back. It was an easy thing for me to want to do, but it was a difficult situation. And my wife saying at the time, a couple of times saying, why don't you just stay? It's too hard. And I'm like, it's like it is just calling, you know?
Yeah.
And I still feel so grateful that the ex-chairman, Dave O'Neill, asked me for coffee that day and, really put his own reputation on the line because it was controversial. When I came back initially, things weren't working out. Nathan wasn't playing well. I felt guilty about that. There was so much scrutiny and it certainly wasn't positive for the most part.
I reckon a lot of people would feel it in their heart that they should leave the West Tigers.
Oh, you're a cruel man. You're a cruel man.
Jerome Luai was already feeling it after the grand final, sitting against the post. Oh, my heart, I got to the West Tigers.
You're a cruel man, myself. I'll tell you what, just on, in fact, we'll take a break and we'll share that a little bit later on. Hit us up on the Cyclone Tools call line. Yes, you can too, Jerome. 1300 01 1170, the right tool for the job. It's the run home with Joel and the Missile today. Thanks to the Tucson Hybrid by Hyundai, stylish and powerful.